Yo, this is Eddie and the Heel Show. I am Jay the Heel. This is the man, Eddie Rocks.
Yes.
What a night. Last night, the
Yes.
debut.
Monday Night Raw on Netflix, baby.
Yes. We were talking about this before we started this. I was very pessimistic about the debut of WWE Raw on Netflix, and I was pleasantly surprised. They did a great show. I don't know if it's getting some producers and people involved from Netflix into hopefully bringing WWE back to what it used to be. Great matches last night. Man, what do you think, man?
A stacked card from top to bottom. We are going to start with the game. Triple H, the man.
No, wait.
Oh,
Wait. Hold on there.
yes.
Let's cover SmackDown.
Okay.
Keep you waiting, because, man, last night was something else.
Yes.
And I really want to get into it. But leading up to this, SmackDown, because we saw, I wasn't really excited about the card, but pleasantly surprised by the ending, which we'll get to. SmackDown opening up with a really weird opening. It was Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre opening up SmackDown. What do you think, man? Oh, man, you know what? This whole Drew McIntyre thing, he's just like picking fights with everybody. Like he's like walking around like, yo, I'm the alpha male. I'm the alpha male. And
Who has the title? Cody Rhodes?
yeah,
Hello? Like, wake the hell up, dude.
he's beating up bloodline people. He's like, he's playing a role right now. He is being sneaky.
Yeah, it's like, wake up, dude.
Dude.
Who has the title? Not you. Cody does.
Wow.
He should be picking.
He's playing a game that nobody else is playing. I'll just say it. We'll see where this goes. Yeah, I mean, surprisingly, you know, he's saying, "Listen, I don't want to be enemies with you, with you, you know, Cody. But hey, like you said, watch your back." And of course,
He says that, and
Yeah.
then look what happened.
yeah. So it's like, what is he playing? Whose
Whose side is he really on?
Yeah. See, you know, this
That's
is
the bigger picture.
so I'm kind of psyched about this new Drew McIntyre and the game he's playing. Seeing where he's going to go with this. Is he going after Cody Rhodes?
Who knows?
You know, taking out Bloodline. Event, you know, it's going to be taking out CM Punk soon. It's like, you know, where's he going with this? So,
It's a very interesting.
yeah, what a great opener. So it was a great opener. Seeing something a little different than the regular Cody Rhodes talking to, you know, Kevin Owens in the car, or, you know,
You finally got to go into the ring like normal.
so no, it was a good opener. Opening match, we had Andrade and
Nakamura.
Shinsuke Nakamura, and a good match as usual. High flying. What do you think, man?
Innovative, high flying, and we had a little bit of interference from Mr. LA Knight.
Of course.
Who wants a shot at Shinsuke Nakamura's United States Championship? Because we all know LA Knight got screwed in that match because of Andrade. And Nakamura needs to hopefully this Friday, he will give LA Knight a rematch for the WWE United States Championship.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I think he deserves an opportunity to get that title back. But we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to he's making a statement lately. So he's you know, he lost it. Now he's got that desire, that drive to get it back. Another fun match to watch was Michin versus Piper Niven with her little what's her name? The new champion.
Chelsea Green.
Oh yeah, with
AKA
Chelsea Green.
they call her Karen.
Yeah. With Chelsea Green accompanying her to the ringside.
Yes.
What'd you think about that match? It was pretty good, wasn't it?
Yeah, very impressed. Because apparently that's going to set up for January 25th, Saturday night's main event of Michin versus Chelsea for the U.S. Championship.
Yeah.
So hopefully Michin can finally beat Piper Niven for the U.S. title and become the new U.S. champ.
Yeah. We'll see about that, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know. She just makes me laugh, Chelsea Green. No, it's Michin is obviously Piper is limited.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to think about her yet. I mean, Michin has obviously more athletic ability and technical. It just seems I'm trying to figure out where Piper fits in with all this. Like,
yeah, she went
she's
from
like
Dewdrop to having all these weird names to going back to her original name.
yeah. I mean, and she's like following Chelsea Green. Like, you know, I'm like waiting. Like, what's going on here? What's the end game with Piper Niven?
They did this with her and Eva Marie, so it's nothing new.
So, yeah. I don't know what they got to do with, you know, I don't know what they're going to do with her. So we'll see what happens. Michin pulling out the victory, and you know, climbing the ranks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so another fun match to watch was DIY versus the Motor City Machine Guns. Tell them about it.
First of all, that did not go as planned. There was a lot of interference. Let me tell you, it was interference from all different sides. It started with those two fighting, then it went from Pretty Deadly to the Bloodline getting involved, and it just turned into a bunch of chaos, and you have the champs, DIY, escaping and acting like heels, like they always do, and act all like, haha, we won by disqualification, and guess what? You can't catch us.
They, I don't know. What else? What do you think? What do you think the end game? Do you think that Motor City Machine Guns is going to stay together, or do you think there's going to be a split?
No, I see the Motor City Machine Guns staying together. And I also see there could be a fatal four-way, how many ever there is. They should make a fatal four-way for the WWE Tag Team Championships. Pretty Deadly, Motor City Machine Guns, the Bloodline, and like whoever else was in that brawl, the Street Profits.
Yeah.
They should put them all in a fatal four-way and do it that way for the WWE Tag Team title. And then it could be a true who's going to win it type of match.
Yeah, I don't know. Pretty Deadly is pretty suspect to me. Like, what is their role in all this, you know? Do they deserve to be in contention for the titles?
They're supposedly flamboyant. I don't know where they're going to fit in with all this, but okay. I mean, DIY, good luck.
Yeah.
I don't know why you would want to make them tag team champs, because they don't seem like they could be tag team champs, but alright.
Yeah, I just see what's and this is what I'm talking about. The amount of talent that you have, the amount of storylines you can only have, really. I mean, now I guess that was a 3-hour show last night.
Well, from what I've heard,
SmackDown's going to be 3 hours, right?
From what I've heard, Triple H is going to move it back to 2 hours. So 3 hours is only temporary.
Oh.
According to Triple H.
Oh, okay.
From what he said.
Yeah, I mean, that was a long night last night. I didn't know it was going to be going all the way to 11.
Which there's a bunch of other people that like the 3 hours of it, but okay.
Like going back, I think that I I don't know. The some of these tag teams, not just Pretty Deadly. There's other things. It's like there's abundance of like are these the guys who just want to you just used to back in the day, like just they're the ones who always lose, you know, like
Yeah.
like I don't know. Like we talked about this with NXT. Like some of these people maybe need to develop better characters or better chemistry down in NXT. You know.
Yeah, with the Pretty Deadly. I mean, their gimmick is a little strange and weird at the same time, and it really doesn't connect with anybody.
Yeah.
Like nobody's really connected and coming after and be like, oh my god, it's them.
Yeah, I mean, to me, that's what it is. Like, I'll even go to like for me. We'll get to the Roman Reigns, but to me, Roman Reigns at this right now, he's very boring to me. So, it's like, I'm not as interested in him as I am with other wrestlers. So it's like the same thing with Pretty Deadly and some other tag teams or wrestlers like that. It's just like, I'm not really interested. And you're not bringing anything else to the table. Good wrestling, you know, but like, you know how it is. You want to be excited for a wrestler like The Rock or, you know, or somebody, you know, obviously like a superstar like that. That's what you want to aim for. So it's like developing a character that's going to
resonate with your fan.
I guess. I don't know. It is what it is. So anyway, to the match of the night. Naomi, Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton.
Greatest night ever. I know I called it last week and said it was going to happen, and I was right. That I knew and I had a feeling, like I said last week, Tiffany needed to cash in that Money in the Bank.
And
like I said,
and
she cashed in her Money in the Bank and is now the WWE Women's Champion.
Nice.
Finally. After talking about it, after being about it, after wanting it to officially happen, it needed to happen. It needed to happen. I called it. I said it was going to go down. And I knew it was going to go down. I just didn't know when. But I had a feeling it was going to happen sooner rather than later.
Yeah. That was the highlight of the show, I gotta say.
She said something. She said
you
something
knew it was coming.
under her breath before that.
Yeah.
I guess to the referee, and they were like, what did she say? Like, it sounded like she said a cuss word to the referee, and she pushed the referee at first, and I'm like, okay, does she really want to cash it in now? Like, why would you push the referee over? And then she hits Naomi, and it's like, okay.
No. No, I was happy that something has happened. Like, we've been just kind of like, I don't know. We've been waiting for a while. As us too. We've been waiting for something to pop. I don't care if it was this match or it was this particular situation, but just something that would pop. To make the show not so boring. You know? This happened and it made the show because it was otherwise, and I'm saying this because we're going to go in and talk about the Raw on Netflix and to see the difference between a good show and decent shows. I want to see Smackdown as exciting as I saw Raw last night. And if they need to change Smackdown to a Raw, to a Netflix, they got to do it. Because last night's production compared to, again, it was a decent Smackdown, mostly because Tiffany Stratton using the Money in the Bank, and that was probably the most exciting over everything else in that show. So, with saying that, the excited version of me, Monday Night Raw on Netflix last night, I had to hold it back. SmackDown was boring compared to this. You know how much disappointment there has been with me and Fast Eddie over here about the product lately. Monday Night Raw on Netflix. Complete. I was completely, pleasantly overwhelmed, surprised that this went over so well. And I was a little negative in the beginning. I was pessimistic. But they put on a show last night. Top to bottom. Eddie, hit him. Hit him with it.
So, it opened with the one and only The Game, Triple H.
Triple H.
Revealing a brand new canvas. Not only did it had logos of Fortnite, Real American Beer by Hulk Hogan, a Netflix logo. I mean, it had so many logos, it was surprisingly a different mat and everything. It was 100% great. And Triple H, you deserve all the credit for last night. Because you did something that a lot of us thought you weren't going to do, and that was make a great show. You made it even 10 times better than great. You pulled it off 100%. And I thank you, Triple H, for doing something that every wrestling fan has been wanting you to do. And you did it. You pulled it off without a hitch. And I knew you could do it.
Wow. Wow, Eddie. What commentary by my man, Eddie Rocks. You know what? I mean, Triple H was, during his timeline with DX, favorite wrestler at the time. Always loved Triple H. Used to have parties, wrestling parties, pay-per-view. It was, Triple H was my man. Obviously, he knows how to talk. He had, whatever the issues have been, and I know he's taken over. This has been a year or whatever. I don't know how long has he been in charge? A couple years now.
I think so, because
his
dad,
and he's still new, so it's obviously he's not.
He's not a spring chicken.
Yeah, he's not. No. I mean, he's got all the wrestling experience and working with Vince McMahon, who was the innovator of modern day wrestling. I mean, he's the godfather of wrestling. Whether you love him or not, whatever, he did what he did. But the WWE wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. Wrestling wouldn't have changed if it wasn't for him. So, not taking anything away from that. But, last night, I don't know if it was the help of Netflix.
It was, because they did say in the beginning, like you heard The Rock say, thank you to the Netflix partners, and they panned up to them.
Yeah,
and they were all like happy.
But I mean this, like producers, people to come in with the content creation.
Yeah.
Like, hey, last night starting off with the fireworks and the big curtain and Triple H, are you ready? That was a great. Obviously, you don't want to do that every night, but that's the kind of thing. Start off the show. Now you're on Netflix, where there's movies and all this stuff. We went drama. It's not just about the wrestling, obviously, but and Triple H knows that better than anybody, especially with the whole DX, everything he's done. So, whatever the issues are with past, I'm going to let them go. Now this is a new era. I'm going to speak on things that I like and what I don't like. So, anyway, before I talk anymore, great opening. Way to go, Triple H. Congratulations. Next up, how can you be not more excited than The Rock?
On top of it.
Yes.
Right after Triple H.
Yeah.
He was like one right after another. It was just very great. Yes, The Rock was different. Let's put it that way. He wasn't the same Rock, because the Rock that we've seen the last month or so didn't like Cody Rhodes. Didn't like all these different... wanted to fight everyone. And now you look at him and you're like, wait, he has a different character, a different attitude. apparently he turned babyface last night, which caught everybody off guard. Even caught Cody Rhodes off guard. Like, what? Why are you happy that I'm the champion? Not that long ago, you wanted to fight me. What changed in you?
You know what? Thinking about it, maybe he needs. You know what? Just like we'll talk about Hulk Hogan. I mean, even The Rock, I think he's gotten some flack for some of the stuff with movies and producers, and he's gotten some negative publicity. So, one, either he's trying to get the public back in his corner again after having, stuff with Hollywood, or two, he's playing a game. He's putting on the nice guy face right now, and he's setting some people up. He's getting ready to do what he usually does. You know what I mean? So, or he's ready to just step into that role like Triple H is. Hey, I'm coming in. I'm going to be running things with Triple H or whatever, however that's going to go. And this is just the role I'm going to play right now.
Apparently he's got more stock in the company, I've heard.
Yeah, no. I mean, that's great. I mean, good for WWE. He's obviously a megastar. He's like the Michael Jordan, right?
Yeah.
He, like, that is where you want to get. Is any of these wrestlers, like, I would think that, like, obviously Roman Reigns has a different character, but watching to roll into the Roman and Solo thing, like, hey, we could just roll into this. Like, hey, Rock, Roman, Solo, the Wise Man, like, all this, all together. But to see a guy like Roman Reigns standing next to The Rock. Remember the size difference we saw?
Yeah.
Like, The Rock he's the top. That's what you want to get to as a wrestler. That's what I want to see all these wrestlers try to get to. Like that, obviously you're all different characters and you've got different roles, but like that is the peak that you want to get to.
Mm-hmm.
The way he presents himself, the way he wrestles, like all things that he did, like he is where I'd like to see these guys like trying to ascend to, Anyway, that's just me. But you go. What you got?
So, I mean, in that like J-Man said,
Roman and Solo?
Roman
Rock.
and Solo and Rock. Honestly, I look at that and I think that was one hell of a move. But I thought I was gonna see The Rock turn on Solo because the way he looked at him on the ground when he made his walk out there right after the match,
yeah.
And he looked at Solo, and I thought he was gonna either rock bottom Solo or wind up rock bottoming his own cousin, Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Because
that's what I was waiting to see.
And honestly, Paul Heyman's look was very unusual because he had that look like he wanted The Rock to do something, but he wasn't sure if he was actually gonna tell him to do it.
Yeah.
Because the way he looked, he was like, and you could tell he wanted The Rock to do something to one of them.
Exactly.
And Paul Heyman is a sneaky dude, so
yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, I mean I was like that. They kept us wondering. So I mean, great match between Roman and Solo. Roman getting back the Ulafala, right?
Finally, so we could put that thing to bed.
Let's see. The good thing is now, like, they all cleared out after Roman won, and they cleared out. Like, I was kind of expecting, like, Solo to acknowledge him.
Yeah.
Like that's the only thing I didn't like about the match is after he beat Solo, and it was good because like, hey, there were all this different stuff going on and no disqualification, and like, but he beat him fair and square, beat him. Boom, and pinned. There's no more question. Roman's now, he's got the Ulafala. Will Solo basically, follow him now? That's the question. What's now? What now? What are you doing? What does the rest of the guys do? who does Jacob Fatu follow? Is he gonna continue?
You noticed he was questioning that too last night. Did you notice that?
What?
Jacob Fatu looking like he wanted to either screw over Solo and join Roman
Yeah, I don't know.
because he had that look in his eye. Like
That's the question. Like now that Roman is the tribal chief officially with the Ulafala, what's next? Rock, obviously the high chief, placing the Ulafala on Roman Reigns. So
And then did you notice they had a interesting backstage segment with Roman in that same breath where he was backstage last night for the 2K25 video game?
oh yeah,
Yeah, and he closed the door. So that kind of leads into is Roman Reigns the cover star for the 2K25?
all right.
Because it was very interesting.
Do you play the video game?
Yeah.
How come you don't ever invite me over to play the video game? Man, you just leave me in. Man. Anyway, so big questions going forward. Let's get to John Cena out on the stage talking about
His last time
his
being
last
in
time.
the WWE.
But apparently he has goals.
Yes.
He wants to go out on top. He doesn't care how he has to get to it, but Destination Royal Rumble, John Cena in the Royal Rumble. Will he get that opportunity to go to WrestleMania? That's his goal, he says.
I hope he can do it.
Well, we'll see what happens. He's talking about Royal Rumble and going to the WrestleMania.
John Cena's goals. I mean, John Cena's supposed to be ending by the December.
He said that it'll be his last Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
And he's doing it for the fans. Does he have it in him? What do you think?
I mean, I think he could pull it off. I don't know if he's going to get to WrestleMania.
He looked good last night, I gotta say. Some of the movies he had lost some weight and stuff, so he didn't have that John Cena size, but he looked like he's been puffing up some, so doing what he do.
Nikki Bella's there. He's there.
Oh,
They
yeah?
used to be former couples
So.
together.
Yeah.
Little interesting.
So more wrestling action. We had Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan for the women's championship.
Yes.
Great match.
Yeah. Great
Yes.
match. And hopefully it's going to be the last time these two go at it because I'm starting to get a little annoyed.
Well, Liv's going to be trying to get that back, so
It's like-
this is going to continue for a little
she's
while longer.
obsessed over Dominic. Obsessed over your
What's going to happen with Dominic, especially? So, to get to it, Rhea getting the championship,
Dominic going to hug her.
Damien after she basically, what's that, the riptide?
Riptide.
Yeah, the riptide destroying Liv with multiple riptides. I mean, she was just manhandling Liv, like that she can, she can do that. I mean, there's no question that Rhea Ripley always can be able to destroy Liv, strength-wise. It's always been, Liv's deceitfulness and cheating and all this different stuff. I mean, it is what it is. Once Rhea got her hands on her, she just basically kept dropping her on her back and slamming her. So basically, Dirty Dom, Daddy Dom, whatever he's called, whatever Liv calls him, going in, being the gold chaser that he is, trying to hug up on Rhea Ripley and tell what happened.
Rhea kicked him right in the nuts.
Right in the ding ding.
Yeah.
So, that was a funny moment. Always, Dom, you gotta love Dom Mysterio. He's a fun one to have around. I don't care if he's winning or losing. Mysterio does have a great character, and it's really fun. And yeah, so, like I said, it doesn't have to be. Like, I just see some of these guys, this character development. Give it to Dom Mysterio. Obviously, coming up, with his dad, being around wrestlers all of his life, he's not like this guy who's going to be the champion. It's like he is his character. It's just amazing. It reminds me like Roddy Piper, like guys like that who never really got to be the full-time champs. you know, the headliners, but like Dom has a great character, so it's pretty cool. Anyway, Rhea gets the opportunity because who comes out on the motorcycle?
The American. Yes.
Hey, it's on Netflix. You can say it, right?
Yeah.
So that was an interesting thing.
Yes.
You know, Undertaker coming out, circling the ring on his Harley.
That Undertaker, actually, I've heard that Undertaker character that he used lasted him a pretty good long time. Because, like he said in the documentary, if it wasn't for the Attitude Era, that Undertaker character would have not lasted.
Yeah.
That American badass persona
Yeah.
that he has
Yeah.
would have not lasted.
Yeah, and we talked about that as far as like WCW coming in and kind of like making WWE get into the Attitude Era, where now they're taking the dead man concept out because it's not real, and
The biker gimmick is 100% real because that's really him.
No, I mean, and just in general, like, you know, hey, there's no, like, you know, real there's no, like, vampires, you know, unless you believe in vampires, so whatever. But, you know, these people aren't actual dead men, so they just made them more real, the character more real. So the Attitude Era made that change. But it was interesting where, you know, I guess he wasn't a man of many words, you know, especially when he was the dead man, The Undertaker. But, you know,
now as his true persona, as you see him with the motorcycle, that's really him. Like, that's no gimmick. That's him 100%.
Yeah. And Rhea hanging out, getting a chance to be with a legend like that, and, you know, that was a pretty cool moment.
His wife was there last night.
Oh, yeah?
Michelle McCool.
So, back to some action. Jey Uso versus Drew McIntyre.
That was just, we already know where that storyline's going. That's the whole bloodline storyline again.
You know what? Another match where, like, you know, it was a great match, back and forth. Drew McIntyre is definitely a dominant force. Like, he is walking around telling everybody else, I'm the alpha. And, you know what? I was thinking about this earlier, like Jey Uso, like this decline of Jey Uso. Man, I tell you what, he's becoming insignificant. And the only thing always like, listen, I don't know how much longer he can last being in the bloodline. Like, he got the title, right?
Yeah.
He beat Braun Breaker, and then what happened? He lost it right away.
Yeah.
To Braun Breaker or whoever.
Braun Breaker was there last night.
Right? He was there. But no, I'm just thinking about, like, after, like, he got the title for one match, basically.
Yeah.
Right? And then lost it. Then they redeveloped the Jimmy and Jay brothers. Like, but he's been getting killed lately. Jacob Fatu has just been destroying him. Last night, Drew McIntyre destroying him. He's lost to other guys too. It's like, what are they doing with his character? Like, he was developing a really great character with the whole yeet and, you know, but it's like, yeah, it's there, but it's like, I don't know, man. I think they need to get him and Jimmy, like, going in a tag team, because it's just, he's getting beat by everybody.
You know, Rikishi's gonna have something to say about it.
You know what I mean? Like, you think about it. How many matches has he been losing? It's like, you know, this is the guy who's supposed to be, you know, the main event. But he's been getting beat by everybody. There's nothing main event about that. So it's kind of like they need to get him and Jimmy. Obviously, Jimmy still recovering from his injury from when he got hurt. Was Survivor Series, was it?
Yes.
So, Jey Uso taking another L. You know what? It was a great match. McIntyre playing his thing. The craziest thing of the night, on Monday Night Raw on Netflix, the Hulk Hogan segment was probably the most uncomfortable part of that show. To watch Hulk Hogan trying to be the, you know, the original Hulk Hogan, the American, he's the real American, and he got booed so bad.
There's so many reasons why.
Oh my God! It was
we're not
so.
Gonna go into the reasons
and he's trying to play the role, and let me tell you something, brother. And then he was just getting trashed, like booed, and like obviously with his past comments and, just wow. That was so uncomfortable to watch. And
I felt bad for Hogan. I kind of did, because he's looking like, I'm out here trying to do something.
Yeah, but he had to stay in it, and he didn't. And he just did. You watch? If you watch after him and Jimmy Hart, Hogan was just strutting back in. You knew that hurt. That hurt.
Yeah.
He was hurting. Like,
you notice how he had the shirt, the Real American shirt. He took it off. And then he just left it at the bottom of the seat. He never took it off and just took it off.
He knew he needed to get out of there. It was so uncomfortable to watch. I was not expecting that. I was not.
To hear the music was fine. Yeah. But then when I heard the boos really loud, I was just like, I thought somebody piped it in at first. Really, honestly, because that's known lately. People piping in crowd noises, but to actually hear the crowd on Netflix actually really do that to him was like, what? Like, and I understand why you didn't want him to come to the last Saturday Night's main event, and like they were all saying, bringing him back was not such a good idea.
So, like I said to you, with saying that, this has set him up for an amazing opportunity. Not that anybody would listen to us. He is the ultimate heel now. You need to bring the NWO back. And he needs to come back and lead it. Not wrestle, but he needs to bring that back and really use that moment to be a heel. Like he did when he went to WCW and started the NWO with, I guess it started with Shawn Michaels? I don't remember. No. I don't know.
Right after the NWO split and they reformed it with Shawn Michaels, I remember that.
No, so who did he start it with NWO? Anyway, it doesn't matter. To have that...
Kevin Nash, Scott Hall.
Yeah.
And, Kevin Nash.
Steiner, too, right? Was it Steiner? But anyways, whatever. Whatever the history is. Anyway, that era of heel, that is like a golden opportunity. That's all I'm going to say. It's just, I don't know what they're going to do, but he can be the ultimate heel, hated, just like back in the day when guys would hate the heels so bad. Iron Sheik, even when Sergeant Slaughter, like, there was some hate going on, especially when the Iron Sheik and everything was going on in the Middle East. Now you have this opportunity for this. After seeing what happened with him last night, he needs to come back in a role that's heel, like NWO, whatever you need to do. Get them boos going. That was awesome, but still uncomfortable for him because he wasn't trying to do that. He was trying to play that face and bring it back, and just didn't work. That's a shame.
I know. I don't know how Triple H feels about it personally. I don't know if he went in the back and told Triple H, yeah, I went out there and got nuclear heat, which I really wasn't expecting to get because from what I heard, that wasn't his. The promo he was supposed to do was talk about the American beer, which he tried to do, but that was kind of awkward and weird and hard because he couldn't really get it out like he really wanted to. And say, yeah, I'm here with the WWE because of all the boos. Which I know it had to hurt him inside.
Oh, yeah.
Personally.
Oh, my. It had to hurt him. That had to hurt. You know?
I know he has to be looking like, why are you booing me? I'm here doing something. I'm trying to be a face, and it's really hard to be.
Yeah.
I understand what I've done is wrong in the past, but, like, I didn't know the fans still had that resentment towards them from the past. I thought that they would have just let it go, but obviously they didn't.
Yeah.
They're still holding on to it, so they're like, yeah, we don't like you anymore.
Yeah. But I mean, we'll see what happens with that. It had to have been tough. Um, yeah, I felt for him. I just that was harsh. But hey, yeah, um, yeah, that was
I mean,
harsh.
you really can't come back from what you did in the
Yeah,
past.
I mean,
but
listen,
just
we
like
just
Vince McMahon, just like Vince,
yeah,
you really can't come back from.
it's tough. I mean,
Stuff
you can't compare the two. I mean, I don't know. I get it. I get it. But hopefully he's learned from that. But what Vince did physically, if that's what happened, I mean, there's a big difference between, hey, you know what, if you don't like a certain people or whatever like that, you're entitled to that,
Yeah, you don't sit there and express it.
No, yeah, but that's not my point. It's like the point is he's not physical with anybody. He's just raised a certain way. He's raised a different way, and maybe he's ignorant, whatever. But if the things that Vince McMahon were involved in were physical and violating somebody else, like if you have not bad thoughts about somebody else, that's thoughts. That's not hurting them. As long as you're not demeaning somebody else and being outrightfully. But if you don't like a certain people, whatever, like, dude, that's your business. And that's, hey, if you're going to be caught saying something stupid, then you deserve the backlash. But if something physical happened, like with Vince McMahon, taking advantage of a woman or a man, I don't know, or a boy, I don't know. What else could be whatever he's involved in, I don't know. I just think there's a big difference. I think that Hulk Hogan can redeem himself. I think he should kneel to the fans and say, listen, I am a man. I messed up. I think that would be more forgivable. I think that he should go there as a man, as himself, and like, listen, yes, I am this way. I have really taken a lot of time to think about the way I am, and I want to apologize to the world, and it's like
he already tried to.
Yeah, but like I think last night was an opportunity. So now he sees like, oh man, this is what happens.
Yeah.
And he got booed trying to be the original Hulk Hogan. And now he really sees this is what happens when you act this way, or whatever, like, hey, keep your business to yourself. But I think now that he got booed, I think if Triple H gave him an opportunity to come out on the stage and speak in the middle of the stage and apologize and ask for forgiveness and he didn't hurt anybody. He just thinks of people in a different way than other people do, and yes, it's not good to hate anybody for whatever they are, but an apology is still okay. Hey, if Eminem can be forgiven, can't Hogan be forgiven?
And also he's political.
So I'm just saying though. So let's we can't be hypocrites now. Everybody loves Eminem, but he said what he said, and it's recorded. So whatever. Hey, so that's the world. Let's finish it up. CM Punk, Seth Rollins to finish off our debut. The WWE debut of Raw on Netflix. CM Punk, Seth Rollins. What do you think? Tell me, Eddie.
Great match. Great. I knew where this was going to be. This whole go back to the Cody Rhodes thing. It's the same exact thing with Cody Rhodes. Pretty much, it was the same exact storyline setup. But yet, CM Punk could finally just. Apparently, there is a real story behind this. From what I was hearing on Netflix last night with that, was apparently Seth Rollins, they used his real name, that CM Punk used to train him in real life, and they used to be best friends, and they used to be in the Shield together. Like, there's a whole story behind them that's 100% real.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know what? listen, I mean, that's what happens sometimes, in life, sometimes you get trained by somebody, and then all of a sudden you move on to other things, and then you're a competitor. So, I mean, that's just the way the world works. I mean, eventually Seth Rollins is going to have to accept that, you know what, this is going to happen to me too. Like, he doesn't, I don't know, maybe CM Punk didn't do things the right way, but this is also a more mature CM Punk. I mean, we grow, we make mistakes,
Yeah.
we make corrections. Same thing with Hogan. You know what? You messed up. You see the consequences for your actions. You make the changes, right? Same thing. CM Punk, he came back because of that. So,
Yes.
there you go. So CM Punk, coming out on top, and great match, back and forth.
Yes.
Yeah. So, 1 second. You know what? Let's just wrap it up. So, we have a dog that is crying, so need to end this off. Final notes, final comments, bud.
It was great to have Raw on Netflix. It was great. Thank you, Triple H, for the greatest night ever.
Yeah, thank you, Netflix.
Thank you, Netflix. Yeah. Great partner to WWE. Very great.
Hopefully, this is a thing. This is a the thing of can't even think of it. I hope this is the first of many great Netflix WWE Raw shows. I hope that Smackdown gets brought to Netflix. Sorry for the absent moment.
Mm-hmm.
I loved the product last night. I hope that you can make Smackdown the quality that was last night, and I hope you can continue the same quality that you showed last night in every Raw that you do on Netflix. So
yes,
we love we love WWE. I've been rocking with them for many years, and I'm 50, so I've been watching WWE and wrestling for many years. So yeah, Eddie. We got a happy new year in January now, 2025.
Yes.
Next,
it's gonna be the seeing what Peacock's deal is gonna be for their pay-per-views, if because now Triple H has got to talk to them about possibly either having Netflix having the pay-per-views after the Peacock deal expires, and whatever next.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe they're going to bring everything to Netflix. I don't know.
That's the rumor that I've been hearing.
That would make the most sense. I mean, have it all on Netflix.
Yeah, everybody won't have to pay for another subscription to another service.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right, brother.
All right.
Till next week.
Later, you guys.
Take care, everybody.